Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is time for the Gnome Dies Mermaid Add Ons Assembly video. Hey, so I'm going to be putting together the new Gnome Dies Mermaid Add-ons, and I'm using the new Make a Splash Gnome stamp set just for that face, so you see what that's for. That's new as well. And I'm using Gnome Dies Extra Parts Add-ons 1 and 2, and the Girl Gnome Dies. Oh, and there's one, like I said. And I'm using P13 stamping pad skin tones from Jaded Blossom, Doodlebug's Gingham linen, their dot stripe, their Under the Sea 6-inch pad, Recollections Christmas shimmer, Bazzill Bling, amongst a bunch of other things that I will have listed. But in the meantime, I will kind of point them out as I go along. So first I cut out her little mermaid body out of, I think that's American Crafts black cardstock. Then her little tail was cut out of paper from that Under the Sea 6-inch pad. It's purple. It's got like little scallops on it. Kind of looks like fish, what's it called? Fish scales. Then this is purple glitter cardstock, and that is from Simon Says Stamp. It's from the assorted collection that they have. It's great glitter cardstock. It doesn't rub off, which is kind of fun. And this is that same glitter cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. It's kind of like a lilac. There we go. Then, so that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just putting together this adorable little mermaid. So I have her little bra cut out of American Crafts cardstock. And I do actually move this in a little bit, but you know, there we go, because I thought it was a little bit low on the body. So you'll see a little later when I show you the picture that it's a little, you know, it's a little higher up. So that little strap that's holding the little shells, that's cut from Bazzill Bling. It's kind of like a light pink. Then I'm adding the little shells on, and that is, I believe, paper from that same Under the Sea 6-inch pad. Next, I'm going to put together her little headband. That is cut out of American Crafts black cardstock as well. And then that is that Simon Says Stamp glitter purple cardstock. There we go, using, like I said, Barely Art glue. This is dot stripe from Doodlebug and kind of like a light red color. There, I'm going to put that on first. There we go. Now it obviously goes without saying that you can use any paper that you'd like. Now this paper is from Stardream Metallic, which I got originally from cutcardstock.com, and it is in a really pretty quartz color. So it's like kind of, I don't know, kind of white and shiny, kind of like a, you know, a pearl would be. Then I'm going to pop up this little shell, and that was cut out of dot stripe cardstock from Doodlebug on the dot side. There we go. It's got a really pretty headband, which you gotta love, right? And I'm using my Studio Catty embellishment wand to kind of move those little pieces. And actually, you know what? I lied about that little shell. It's actually cut from the Candy Stripe and Sprinkles 6-inch pad. So that's another pad that I used on these adorable little mermaid, or this little mermaid set. So first I'm going to do some gnome surgery. You saw how I cut off the dress, and I'm sort of making like a really skinny little attachment there, trying to figure out where everything's going to end up. Now the hair is American Crafts yellow cardstock. And then obviously the skin tones are P13 stamping pads skin tones from that you can get from the Jaded Blossom store under the fun extras, right? So I'm sort of, you know, lining things up there. You're going to mildly overlap this face. And of course, I do move it up because I cut the hat out of that same purple cardstock from that 6-inch pad Under the Sea, using that Barely Art glue again, which I love. So lining it up, and you see that the face is kind of hanging too low, so I do move it up. And then now that I do that, I see that the bra is too far down. It's like, darn it. I end up cutting the little midsection of the body out again, and then, you know, peeling up the bra and moving things up. So When you see it later, you'll see that it's a little higher. That's what I did. Don't do what I do, right? So first you're going to add on the little pieces of hair. You notice that I did dissect some of that black background off again. There we go. And that's where the hair ends up. It kind of looks like it's floating from underneath the hat and then it goes behind her. So this is the hair and it kind of shows on both sides of her hat, like it's kind of flowing out because remember she's floating in the water. That's what we're going for. So I'm just going to line up this hair. Now this hair can obviously be whatever color you want. I just made her blonde for fun, right? Why not? So there we go, getting things organized. And you'll notice that I did move up the bra by then. Now next I'm going to, or the little shell top, bikini top. Next I'm adding on this little headband. Remember I added little really pretty crystal Stardream Metallic, or no, quartz Stardream Metallic cardstock. So it's got a shimmer to it. Next, I'm going to put together this super cute little seahorse. So first his little, I don't know, fin on the back is cut out of, I believe that's dot stripe purple cardstock from Doodlebug. And this little guy is cut from Lagoon Stardream Metallic cardstock. It's really pretty. It's got like a nice shimmer. So first out of American Crafts black cardstock, then I'm kind of layering it up so it ends up with a black eye. There we go. Isn't that cute? This is just adorable. Remember, you can choose to make it with the hands holding it or without the hands. That's up to you, right? So now we've got the little fin that's cut out of that same dot stripe, and isn't that cute? So next I'm going to make another one, but this one I'm just going to make it right directly on that hands, the one that, you know, the hands base for this seahorse. So I cut out the black shape that has the hands included on it, and I'm just going to layer everything on top. Now that is like a really pretty teal cardstock from Bazzill Bling. I don't know the name because it's in like an assorted pack. Then I'm going to pop up the hands using a couple of Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, the little ones. The hands are P13 stamping pad skin tones as per usual, right? Just going to add those on. Remember, you can use any skin tone you want, right? You can customize that. Next, I'm going to add on the little fin with a little piece of a dimensional and a little bit of glue. And look at now, she's holding her little seahorse. Next, I have a piece of coral. I believe that's coral. And I cut that out of Coral Stardream Metallic cardstock from cutcardstock.com, layering it onto American Crafts black cardstock, just so I have a spot for the hands. Next, I'm going to put together this little conch shell, and that was cut from Recollections Christmas Shimmer cardstock. It's kind of like a white shimmer. It's a little bit lighter weight. The Stardream Metallic is really heavy. You could use it for a card base. You know, it's that heavy. Okay, so I'm going to put this all together, lining up all the little pieces using my Studio Katia embellishment wand. I do weight stuff down with an acrylic block in between just to make sure it dries nice and flat. But isn't this pretty? I thought it was the perfect color for this shell. There we go. I probably could have put like a different color under there if I was thinking. Maybe I'll have to color that in with a marker or something because, you know, hindsight's 20/20, right? So next I'm going to add the little hands onto the shell. Remember that these are optional. You could make these little pieces without the hands and use them as a decoration for your background, right? There we go. And I'm putting together another little shell here. And I thought I would just make it and have it just by itself. And there is that extra shell. I just put that together off screen. So next I have the coral, but I'm adding the little hands onto this one. Remember, you can skip the hands and just use it to decorate your background. If you want to do like an undersea kind of look. And there we go. And now you got your mermaid holding this coral. Isn't that fun? Next, we're going to put together this little fork cut out of American Crafts black cardstock for the base, and then silver foil cardstock from Recollections. Recollections, sorry. And remember, you can use whatever silver cardstock you want, or you can make this fork whatever color you want, right? And next I'm going to pop up the little hand as well. And you know, you could skip the hand and just have it by itself if that's what you want. So there she is holding her little fork. Next, I'm going to put together this other little shell. And I cut these layers out of Coral Stardream Metallic cardstock. It's just a really pretty kind of peachy, glittery color, or shimmery. And I'm just layering all these little pieces as I work my way up that little shell. And then we will have a super cute little shell. Now you could leave this by it, like on its own, and use it, you know, as decoration on the bottom of your, you know, as the bottom of your floor of the sea, or whatever, you know, beach bottom of your sea, whatever you're looking for, or ocean. Or you could use it on this little piece, decorative piece that I'm going to put together. There it is. This is a little grouping of things that the mermaid will be holding. So first I'm going to add in this little shell. Isn't that pretty? Next, because I had the paper sitting out, I cut the little starfish out of that first, just because I'm going to be layering that. This little piece here, that is cut from Doodlebug's Gingham linen. That's kind of like in a darker coral gingham, lining it up. And then lastly, I'm going to layer these two starfish together. I just wanted it to be a little bit thicker so it could pop up a bit. And then I will glue it flat on top. And then you've got a grouping of like a clam shell, a starfish, and then this other shell. And then you can pop up two little hands again, using that P13 stamping pad skin tones, or whatever skin tones you want. Remember, you could always, you know, pull out a flesh tone marker and color some cardstock with that and then cut the hands out. That also works. But I'm a little too lazy for that. I love to use the P13 stamping pad skin tones. So there is her little grouping. Next, I'm going to put together this kind of little decorative piece for your card. First out of American Crafts cardstock, then Neenah Desert Storm 80-pound cardstock. It's just a craft color. Next, I'm going to add in these layers of seaweed. That pattern is cut from the 6-inch Doodlebug-Under the Sea. There we go. This next piece is gingham linen from Doodlebug on the gingham side. I'm just going to layer that on. So these big pieces of seaweed are in the back. That is from the Candy Stripe and Sprinkles from Doodlebug and Green. I like to kind of vary my patterns a little bit and, you know, vary the colors just a tiny bit just to give, you know, a different look. Now this cool piece of seaweed is cut from Die Cuts with a View glitter cardstock matte stack. That's just a green. It's got this really neat kind of wet, glittery look. So I'm layering that on. It's a little bit thicker than everything else, but I don't mind. There, it kind of gives a fun look. And then lastly, I have coral, and that is cut out of Doodlebug's dot stripe. And I'm using the dot side. And I'll glue that down using my reverse tweezers, just to keep my fingers out of the way. But isn't that fun? Like, it's a great decorative little background to add to your mermaid, right? Or any other under the sea card. Next, I'm going to put together a little tiny little mermaid. And I'm going to do this two ways. So first, I cut her out of black cardstock, adding on, this is cardstock from Doodlebug called Cinnamon. Then I'm going to add on her little tail cut from Candy Stripe and Sprinkles from Doodlebug, adding it to the black layer, adding in the little tiny fin that was cut from that same Die Cuts with a View green glitter cardstock. There we go. Now I'm going to add those to my base. There we are. Now next we're going to put together the little face. So cut out of paper tray ink, black cardstock for underneath, just making sure any hangers on are off, and cut from P13 stamping pad skin tones. So I'm just going to line those two up. Now remember, you could skip that part, right? You could just use that base layer, you know, with the head attached. That would work, but it adds a little something. Next, I'm going to use R20 Copic marker for cheeks, and I'm just going to blend it out with a 0, you know, just to give her some little cheeks. Next, we'll glue her down and stick her to her hair. And that little V lines up with the V in the tail. And you could see where the little arm goes, right? Isn't that cute? Super cute stuff. Just making sure I get all the little extra pieces of paper. Next, I'm going to stick down this piece of cinnamon cardstock from Doodlebug again. This one kind of looks like Ariel, right? That's what I was going for. Isn't that cute? She's just adorable. I'm going to pull out a Sakura white jelly roll pen in a number 10 and add a few little freckles, because why not? Right? And a little highlight on her tail for fun. Now, I completely forget to give her her top, her little bikini top. So I'll come back to that in a minute. Next, we're going to put together another one a different way. So I'm just adding the 2 pieces of P13 stamping pad skin tones. And I pulled the little face stamp from that brand new stamp set called Make a Splash Nomi. Now it's new. And this face is meant to fit in on this little mermaid perfectly. The one that has no face, like no little, eyes already cut into the die. So I'm just lining it up on my Misty, taping it in place so it doesn't move. And then I'll be stamping the face with Versafine Clair Nocturne ink. Now, normally I would just stamp this freehand, but, I haven't stamped this stamp before, right? So you just want to, if you need to stamp it more than once, better safe than sorry. Isn't that sweet? Look at how cute that is. A perfect little face. Okay, and I realized, I forgot the top on the other one, the little bikini tops. We're going to add that in. That's from that Candy Stripe and Sprinkles in kind of like a coral color. So now she's decent. She's got her top on. So next we're going to put together this little mermaid with the face, but I'm going to put it together on that layer with the little hands included. So I'm just going to put it right together on that base. Skip the other layers. Next we've got, this is Doodlebug's Gingham linen. I'm using the linen side. Trying to line things up, and I realized, darn it, I should have started with the tail. This is Doodlebug's Gingham linen again, and that's in a darker green. So start with the tail if you're going to do it this way, then add on the rest of the tail, and now you're in business. Okay, then you're going to add your little body with the little arms and everything, lining it up with that V on the tail and the little arm that's kind of hanging off the side. There we go, making sure everything's even. You can see where the hands are going to go now. Now you pop up the little front of the bangs, pop it right on. That is that Doodlebug cinnamon again. It's just kind of a rust color. And then I'm giving her the same little bikini top that's like little shells. Isn't she cute? And then you pop up the little hands with the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals again, the miniature ones. And isn't that sweet? I just think this is the cutest thing. Now you can use these little tiny mermaids, as an item on your card by itself, right? I'm going to give her some pink cheeks as well. But because Versafine Clair Nocturne ink is not Copic friendly, you want to be careful. And I did use a Sakura white jelly roll pen here just to dot the highlights in the eyes because, Leanne's crazy about stuff like that. And I'm going to add little freckles and some little highlights because why not? I think it adds a little something. And there we go. Look at that. She's holding her little mermaid doll. So we have some bubbles here too. And the bubbles were cut from Aquamarine Stardream Metallic and out of Crystal Stardream Metallic. So it's like they're, a white shimmer and then a blue shimmer for the bubbles. And you see there's little highlights showing that are cut out. Now you could cut them solid out of the solid little circles and leave it just like that. But I think that the dimension and the little highlights on there add something. So it's lots of fun, right? So I'm just layering them up. Super easy. And they're kind of glimmery, which is fun. Now this is my mermaid. I'm just working on a piece of Bazzill Bling. So you can see sort of like under the sea. There's another little mermaid. And then we have a cute little seahorse that you don't hold. There's one that she can hold, right? Then we've got a piece of coral she can hold. You've got a little grouping of shells and starfish she can hold. You've got a little fork that she can hold. I just think this would make a great scene on your card. You've got a little conch shell that she can hold. You've got your little seaweed, kind of like the bottom of the ocean there. Isn't that sweet? And we've got some bubbles. And don't forget, she's got that pretty headband that she's wearing. And there we go. So I just think this is an adorable set and would be perfect to be making some sweet little cards for, you know, your bestie. And there is an adorable little one with the stamped face. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog, be inspired by the team, the Jaded Blossom store to get your hands on these amazing products. And thank you as always for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Come back and watch another soon. Bye, everybody.